off, they had just entered Wave Echo Cave. They had found the dead corpse of one of the Rockseeker brothers, and are just trying to decide where to proceed from here. Where our party had let off, they had just entered. Okay, so first, let's get our ambiance. Where we had left off, we are in the wave. We had just come into the entrance of the Wave Echo Cave. This is the sheet we are on. We had come in and we had found the corpse of one of the Rockseeker brothers.
And I may have stolen his boots.
Yep, you got some fancy boots.
I'm going to post again that room's description before we head forward. I think I am. So as our ambience tries to convey that sound of the waves is very constant. Within the cave, it actually resounds off the walls, and there's a bit of an echo, and so it sounds louder than you anticipate it, really being in the long run. The perplexing bit is that there's no ocean nearby. Not for a great many miles to the west.
Now, would we know anything sort of historically about this cave? Like the general story description, I guess, that I know is that there was a alliance of dwarves, gnomes, and humans that worked in the cave. There was something magical about it.
Yeah, there was, as far as as the history goes, there was also the dwarves, gnomes, humans were all working and trying to extract some of the elements of the mine, which was itself initially just an actual mine. It did have the unique property of the wave sound, which is where it actually got its name. And then they happened upon some elements further into the cave that were magically oriented, and so wizards came to work with the miners, and so they continued to carve out and collect the minerals. And while the wizards worked on deciphering the arcane elements that were involved within the cave itself. It wasn't too much time that transpired before this information got out there, and people were interested, jealous, envious, and just plain hungry, greedy. And so there was essentially a war fought over the cave itself. Heavily opposed. Those previous factions were heavily opposed by orcs and evil wizards and other ill intent, though seeking the actual treasure of the cave. And after some large pitted battle, the cave became lost. And not lost to like necessarily evil or to good or to whatever, but just physically lost. And it wasn't until recently that the actual rediscovery happened. The suspicion is that it was magically hidden in some way that even even those that were magically inclined could not detect it. And for one reason or another, that seems to no longer be the case.
Cause Bjorn showed up, alright. Just like can't stay hidden from this guy. Existed in the world. His
Oh,
ego
Chipper-
just
Chipper can find
fell
anything.
into it. Just fell into it.
What kind of check would I need to do to try to discern how this dwarf came to not be alive?
Medicine check. And you can discern. Okay, so we had talked a little bit about this. Let me pull up my notes on what I had said. Yeah, so a thorough investigation, you can see a crack on the side of his skull, where he was hit by some kind of blunt object, as well as, which seems to may have been the finishing blow of some sort. But you notice quite a few interesting wound types across his body, especially with your training in arcane. You can kind of recognize certain elements that may have been prevalent in causing these marks. There is some blackened flesh that looks as though is almost frostbitten in an entire section of his forearm, and just in this, just the way that the the cells and stuff kind of burst and blacken from that frostbite. It seems to be that intense cold. Then there was a spot on his side that's blackened and charred, as though struck by some kind of, you would think fire at first, but it doesn't look like it's spread. It doesn't look like it's a giant arc. It looks more like a spider network of char that may be indicative of lightning entering a body or leaving a body.
Can I search through the supplies and see if there's anything there that might be like potions or something? Or is it all literally just flour and salted meat sort of stuff?
Yeah, it's definitely like mining gear, climbing gear, rations, lanterns. This stuff is though that you were trying to, as if someone was actually trying to set up camp to enter, like to actually begin a little outpost for just the purposes of mining. They did, whoever this was, whichever Rockseeker brother it was, does not appear to be, something like they actually expected to encounter any resistance or fighting or anything when they came into the cave. They don't have weapons. They don't have any kind of potions or anything like that.
Right, okay.
As they figured if there was something, some lowly beast taking, wolf or something in the cave, they could have just taken care of it with their pickaxes and moved on about. And the rope is coming off of that northeasternmost stalagmite there.
Oh, the one up over here?
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, that one, it leads down over the edge. Yeah, the northeasternmost.
Oh, that.
Yeah, and so that's where there's a rope tied there that leads over the edge. Down into what you can see is two dark recesses, even though you have your, I know someone had lit a torch or cast light, I can remember.
I have light going.
Oh, you have the actual light spell, yeah. And so you put that on your staff, is that?
Yep.
Is that essentially how that works? Okay. Yeah.
As per usual.
Yeah, they have, it is a 20-foot, pretty steep drop here, down into two tunnels that lead north and west and south and east. Each of the tunnels appear to be freshly dug compared to the rest, which looks more like this was something that collapsed. Some other indicators, just general impressions. You know that there was some mining that happened. Supposedly a significant amount. To have actually gone any distance to uncover things. And the prosperity that came from it just suggests that there was enough digging that what you can see here couldn't have been it. Also, the little entrance here is really too narrow to move things like mine carts, wagons, anything that would be used as a part of the extraction process does not look like this is the place in which that could have feasibly happened.
So does this look like it was more like a freshly dug back door sort of entrance?
The main cavern and the stalagmites and stuff do look natural for the most part. With the tunnels being the only real indication of much digging. It looks like maybe there is some just some clearing of the floor that maybe happened in a long time, but the walls and everything here do look appear to be natural.
I guess how sturdy do they look? Are there like any braces there trying to hold things up if it was just freshly dug, or
Down below in the
yeah,
in the caverns? Not that you could see from the outside.
okay.
Even because the light is only casting a bit of a shadow down there and kind of at this angle where the tunnel would go off, and you can only see just a little bit of the entrance from nearly directly above. So it's hard to see how deep that tunnel might be or what might be there as far as bracing or stone cutting. It does look to be fairly solid because the type of stone here is very solid. So it's not like crumbling. And it looks like it may have been all a solid piece, but then the spot where you are, that northeastern section collapsed. Whether that was on purpose or on accident, that's unknown.
Okay, and the rocks here where the rope goes down, that setup looks fairly solid, like somebody could rappel down relatively easily?
Yes, it does. The rope looks new. It's not like some old dry rotted rope from hundreds of years ago or anything crazy like that. And it does seem securely tied and fashioned around the stalagmite. And the stalagmite is more than 5 foot across. technically are. You guys are the right size for a 5-foot scale, so it's a little bit 7 feet in diameter, something like that. These stalagmites.
Okay, I guess if this looks like a good spot to go down, I'm gonna start rigging up my rope harness. So hopefully at least Lotarius can get an easy way down. He seemed to have a little trouble last time.
Just tie a rope around his waist and lower him down.
I'm just gonna start doing the old hand over hand, walking down the wall with the rope.
I'm just gonna cannonball.
20 feet down.
I know.
So you're jumping down the side, cannonball?
No, fuck no, I'm not jumping down.
That'll be...
Yeah, you took damage last time that happened.
It was only 10 feet. And then 20 feet. Yeah. Hey! Proper
So athletics
escalation
check, or is it
day,
just
right?
doable?
Huh?
So I have my pitons, and you said there was some climbing gear and stuff, so I'm thinking maybe I could rig up something that'll help Lotarius get down smoothly.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that he's not very proficient with either climbing rope or using climbing gear. That's just on a limb.
Probably not. That's why I was thinking, like, you know the new rock climbers, and they put them in a harness with, like, all the... What do you call those?
You want me to lower him down like a
Carabiners.
bucket?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a solid item that would do that, because those that expected to do this were expected to be able to actually climb. But you could probably fashion some kind of, I guess, I'd imagine some kind of slipknot harness that would be just support the general regular motions of trying to climb down the rope, with just having a little bit of support that would slide with him. That could probably provide some support.
Okay, I'll do that.
I'm gonna go down first.
I just say tie a rope around under his arms and just lower him down. Didn't have to do any work or get dirty.
Well, you'd still have to lower him down, because I'm probably too little.
Well, yeah.
Alright, go ahead and make an athletics check, Elnath, as you go down in your heavy armor. Yeah, and you make it quite easily. Just definitely follow the rope down.
Alright, well, the purpose of me going down is now I have a 6-foot tall human being down there with a roughly 6-foot tall quarterstaff that can be used for any kind of support.
Yep, and you see, yeah, I mean, it is a 20-foot cliff, like, down. It is 20 feet down. When you get to the bottom, you can kind of see down the tunnel to the east of you, a little bit.
Yay, east.
And you can see that it's actually, let's see. That it looks like a small little bit. It's only about 5.5 feet tall. That's this little dugout tunnel in this spot. Goes.
Oh, that's lots of room.
Connects over into a small little natural, a very natural tunnel where the floor has been smoothed over some, which moves over into some sections that you can just barely see at the edge of your vision that actually look smooth. You can can barely see some little of that to the northwest, but it's just barely.
Going to do a perception check to see if I can hear any ne'er-do-wells on other through the cave or through the opening.
You may, yes. Even from here, the if there was something even not far away, the sound of the waves would echoing off the walls would prevent you from, I mean, you can tell this pretty easily, would being able to hear something very far away at all, and you don't hear anything moving or anything of the like from your current position. Much more, all you hear is a much more intense version of our ambiance, without without the melody or the seagulls occasionally.
Alright, I'm going to put my staff on my back in case Lotarius falls. I can catch him.
Are you down there to catch Rapunzel? Okay.
Yeah, basically. For this very reason.
Oh yeah, you fall. Even in the harness, you manage to like just posture yourself over the edge, and then you're like, I don't know what to do here, and you kind of push off, like, because you've seen people rappel before. You saw, so you're like, I'm gonna just push off. Well, you push away with your feet, and that makes you lose grip on the rope with your hands, and you just plummet.
Okay, what do I gotta roll to save him?
Okay, you're gonna. Okay, let's see what would happen here. I guess I'm gonna need both of you to roll an acrobatics check, or at least him an acrobatics, and maybe Bob you an athletics check. That's probably the more.
I think athletics a better roll just because touching is strength.
Did you say mine was acrobatics? Sorry, I knew it was an A word.
Yeah, an acrobatics. Yeah. So, Elneth kind of positions himself as he sees him fall and give out that little squealish scream as he falls. And he tries to catch him. Lotarius kind of squirms around and kind of gets in a good angle so that, he's not trying to swan dive directly head first into plate mail wearing Elnath. And managed to just kind of turn his body around sideways a little bit, and so that it's like he's trying to get in the position so that when Elneth catches him in arms, it's just like the new bride being carried across the threshold, kind of carrying. But unfortunately, he's still falling 20 feet, and that is making him a giant projectile. Of which, when he makes the resounding impact, you do manage to catch him and slow a lot of his movement coming down. But just the impact itself knocks you over, with him landing on top of you in a pile at the bottom. Each of you are going to take some bludgeoning damage. Each of you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. He was already over the side, he was a few feet down, so maybe he didn't quite get the full 20 feet, and you managed to slow him well enough that it really wasn't that big of an impact as what it definitely could have been had he actually hit the ground on his own.
So Lotarius is going to slowly stand up and prestidigitate all the dirt and grime and dust off of his clothes. And then he's going to cantrip Mage Hand. And the Mage Hand's just going to like fix his hair. Like run his feet. The spectral hand's going to run fingers through his hair and get all straightened up.
Yes. That is exactly. Perhaps taking a half step off of Elneth's chest. Off to the one side.
Okay. Only because he knows how fussy he gets when people stand on his chest.
He just doesn't want to deal with that level of drama right now. He's had a trying experience, and that's about all he can take of that.
Okay, you or me next, Baron.
Alright. I'll let you go.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna brace myself for another falling.
I'm gonna take my time and go down very carefully.
Just one thing. You're level 3 rogue thief archetype, right?
Yes.
I believe that one of your level 3 abilities is that you can just climb with no, like, if you're not threatened, you can just climb.
That was... You gain the ability to climb faster than normal. Climbing no longer costs you extra movement.
I will say, as a part of that, so that's climbing up with like, up something that's like like if you're just climbing down the cliff face, it doesn't take nearly as much to do that anymore. And so, for something that's already got a setup like this, where it's just, we'll just call it trivial.
Okay, so I don't have to roll, or?
Yeah. I think if
Okay.
there's already, like, I mean, just like I wouldn't make you roll a normal person roll walking up a ladder. Well, I say normal person. There might be one person I would make roll walking up a ladder, but I think that this is now on that same level for you of a trivial thing to do. So yeah, you can make it down without even rolling.
Okay, cool. I wrap some fabric around my hand and slide down like a boss.
Fireman's pole, use the rope as a fireman's pole, essentially. Great. Yep. Little
Just
gust.
a couple little flourishes.
Yeah. A little gusto. And before you get to the back, before you're about 5 feet up, and then you just kind of kick off and do a backflip and land on your feet right, like over Elneth's head, right behind him, landing. Ta-da!
These my hands over my head as I start landing.
Stuck the landing. This is how you do it.
Alright, Elneth, here I come. Yeah, athletics roll, right?
This is how we do it.
Yes, athletics.
Ah!
Something tells me there's gonna be some clanging going on.
Luckily,
It's not a critical fail.
because it's an already like existing setup. It's only a DC 5 roll, so you slip and slide. But you make it to the bottom, definitely making a show of it. You more worry about falling pebbles and stuff from around the edge as you're literally, where you would normally put your feet, you're just like basically breaking off sides of the cliff instead of just bracing yourself.
I was just bouncing and scraping down the side. Ding, ding, ding. Now louder than the waves.
Yeah, you imagine that if, even though no one's been able to hear anything nearby, if there was something nearby, it definitely heard you.
Trying to squeeze a suit of armor down a really thin alleyway.
And because it's never really mattered before, I haven't really actually cared, but how tall is everybody?
I'm about 6'2".
I'm 3'2".
I'd say 6'1". Elneth be taller. I'm stocky. Bruh. Ah, shit with hammer. But really, I guess in the time period, 6'2" is fucking massive.
I even wrote down 6'2" when I was making this character. So yeah, I remembered that. Yeah.
Oh. Back in days of old, 6'2" was fucking ginormous.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't giant.
He's 5'6".
5'6"? Okay. His personality just makes him seem taller.
No, my guy is
He
6'2".
wears platform shoes.
He is. He's got them David Bowie heels going on.
Yeah.
Little fish swimming underneath.
He is pretty hefty for his height, though. I mean, he's 133 pounds.
Packing that weight.
Apparently, my guy was a child soldier. He's only 19.
Big head will
Half
increase
of
the weight
that's in
pretty
his
good.
cudgel.
Heyo.
My cudgel weighs
His
15
woefully
pounds.
inaccurate, but not quite as equally menacing cudgel.
Oh, goodness. So, the tunnel itself is 5 foot flat. Just the little hand-dug bit right in front of you. So, Merritt, no problem. It's a vaulted ceiling. Lotarius, you can kind of, hunch that extra 6 inches. But for those of you that are over 6 foot tall, This 5 foot flat is going to mean that you're not going to be able to stand upright and walk through this bit.
You guys want me to duck in and scout first?
I just can't believe you have to duck.
Well, sneaky duck.
You know, not the quacking duck, not the...
Also, not Howard the Duck.
Yeah, also definitely not Howard the Duck. Although if you encounter Howard the Duck, I would highly recommend you get the fuck out of there. Just saying. It's a movie I want to watch again. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna sneak and check out this tunnel on the left.
The left? The one's up in the northwest? Just to get a little better vision of...
Just to see if I can see what's in that direction. So kind of sticking close to the wall and just peering around the corner to see what I can see with my dark vision.
So as you come, as you kind of go, just posture yourself through, up against the wall, as you're just barely creeping along, being extremely stealthy, you notice that it is, this little recently dug section is only, 4 or 5, no, it'd be a little longer, like 7 foot thick, something like that. And then where it breaks into what looks more like natural walls instead of this collapsed or hand dug stuff. This does seem kind of rough, but it's solid, but it's just been roughly hewn out of the way. And as you move forward, you see that it starts coming into very smooth cut stone with a couple of like little natural tunnels. But this very smooth cut looks very professionally done. Definitely gnomish and or dwarvish work.
I don't see anything moving.
You do not.
I'm gonna check for... Spider knows we're coming, so I'm gonna check for traps first. See if there's any, like, pressure plates or tripwires or anything rigged to make a cave in or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
That's investigation, right?
Yes. The quick glance around the room, around these hallways, doesn't appear like anything like that is set up. Especially around the parts that look smooth cut seem to be very solid. Seem to be that the ceiling is smooth cut. So even a pressure plate, something like that, that would have to be done as part of the like some kind of collapsing thing would have to be done as part of the actual construction. You don't see anything like that at all.
Okay. I'm gonna edge forward a little bit more and check around the corner, see if I can see anything in that horizontal hallway.
So just peeking your head barely around the corner, looking each way down the hallway. As you look to the right, you can see where the digging had gone and then stopped for one reason or another. Even the old smooth stone gives way to a spot where they just ignored its further progression. and then it moves around a corner where you can see the edges just barely where the smooth begins, going north, and then as you look to the west. As you look to the west, you can just see that the hallway barely ends at a smooth cut spot, and then it looks like there is a corner north and south there.
Okay, I'm gonna check out the other hallway then. Back down south.
Okay.
Do I have to re-roll my stealth?
Now you're still in the same set of conditions.
Okay. So I think I should be able to see a little bit further down the hallway here.
Mm-hmm. You see this look when it starts to widen out just after, so you can see like a little tunnel going north of you that's been smooth cut, but the natural part seems to be a large natural, larger than the hallways anyway, natural cavern that spreads across what would have been the middle could have been the middle of some big room. Let's see. Also, as one other thing to note is the hallways that you were in, they are a little taller. It's hard to guess exactly how much taller because of your height and perspective. But in that kind of cavern as it opens up, where you are right now, opens up really big. So you estimate that those tunnel networks that you were on the northwest side are close to the same height as some of your other taller companions, plus or minus. You don't know if they'd fit perfectly or just over, just under. It's hard to say. But out here, this starts to be very gigantic vaulted ceilings where tens and tens of feet high, maybe 20, 30 feet high, something like that. Over towards the middle of that, where that opened up area is to the east of you. The walls are, for the most part, kept natural, but there are several places that you can see as you look around that have relief. It's not paintings, really. I don't know what you would call it. They're not sculptures exactly.
Like carvings.
Yeah. But they are in some kind of carvings where like a place has been smoothed, and then they've got these nice, pretty relief carvings into the side of the natural cave, all around that big open area there, as well as you can see all of these long ago remains dotted about the floor.
Okay. I'm going to edge forward just a little bit and peek around this corner where the tunnel turns north.
You just start to see a little section of tunnel that kind of splits east and west right at that location. Just barely from your position, straight across the corner, you might see where it just barely starts to look like there's another tunnel to the north, just to the right of your current vision. Maybe just just barely see the edge of the wall there, but not much past it from your angle.
Okay, I'm gonna go and tell the guys what I saw then.
Just a second, my phone's ringing. So what are we thinking here?
Better wants
Really
to
need-
search the corpses, maybe find some stuff we could use or information or anything interesting and cool. Like my own pair of boots.
Hey, I offered these and nobody took them.
Alright, to the right we go then?
Mm-hmm.
And so we are going to leave Smidgen somewhere in that. Okay, yeah, right there. Okay. And he's going to be a sentry to that direction.
Yeah, he's skulking in the shadows there.
You want to go ahead and roll me a stealth check for him, just so we can kind of see how that would play out if necessary.
What?
He's fairly
Yes.
well postured against the side, and he's small, so it's very likely that unless something was really attempting to find him in some kind of surprising way, it's very likely that he's going to have at least some advantage there. So, how did you get through, Baron? What'd you do?
Huh? I crouched.
Got down on all fours?
There's a 5-foot hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
I only have to crouch. Like, kind of partially duck walk.
Duck walk, yeah.
Stoop.
And
It's stupid.
it's probably more, unless you're like doing, it's like 7-8 feet across, so you'd either have to do some crazy limbo or some kind of duck walk or all fours or something like that to get through, for sure.
He's planking.
Plank.
He's planking all the way through.
Doing the fucking worm. I'm coming, guys.
That wouldn't be noisy.
Link. Well, you're in splint mail, is that right? Yeah, doing the worm in splint mail. It's probably not the best use of your time.
I'd be crawling.
Okay.
In the echoing caves.
It's 5 feet high. I don't have to worry about crawling with a 5-foot cleanse. I can stoop from my 6'2" down to 5 feet.
Okay.
If it was a 5-foot doorway, I could do that, but not a 5-foot cave.
Yeah, that's like 8 feet across. So you have to like cross what would be an entire room that's only 5 foot high. It's not comfortable by any means.
Doing it right now.
Yeah, you're doing it right now.
Just pretty much in like a wrestler stance. Like half squatting,
Okay. So your little half squat, crab walk, duck walk through the little tunnel.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. Come out on the other
Do it
side.
all the time.
Just as soon as you come out of this like little hand dug part, it does posture to 6 foot. So you and Elneth do have to kind of like hunch your shoulders a little bit, and duck, and keep your head ducked down, because it is just under your actual height. Just past that hallway to the east is where it starts to open up, and it opens up fast to where basically just past that hallway, everything after that zooms to a big, huge lofted ceiling, easily 20-30 feet up.
Baron does it. Shrug his shoulders. He just tilts his head to the side and walks. Yay. Same way I do on buses.
Okay, so now that we've made it through like the super little narrow section, what are we gonna do?
I can see the opening up high, so I want to go that direction.
Okay. Your
Baron's
light
just
spell,
following
is
our
it
scout.
30 feet? Is it 30 or is it 20?
I think it's 2020.
2020.
2020, yeah.
Yeah, so you can see almost to the middle of the entrance, middle of that big open, rather the middle of the big open area. And as a point of note, well, the
Suspense.
distances are...
Oh.
The numbers aren't right because the scale's different in here. It's twice.
Yeah, they're 10-foot squares.
Yeah, instead of 5. So this is technically 20-foot square, but this is where the
Okay.
Oh, sweet! Did you see what they did with the square area? You see the area? Do you see the little checkerboard pattern
did.
underneath it?
That it's filled
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. To show like area of effect. That must have been in the last update. That's sweet.
I don't know. My circles have. I thought they've always done that.
That's cool.
I didn't notice it before.
Yeah, I don't remember the squares being like that.
We haven't used too many.
Yeah, we usually just use circles, so maybe it's just
No, circles do it too.
Yeah, circles do it too. Like my circles that I have back there with the stalactites or whatever, they've always had it.
That's for well, the circles are hard because you always do them in the green. And when they're zoomed out, it's not as noticeable.
Anywho,
Yeah. Anywho,
Okay, so anyway, that's point of mechanics. Still neat. The as you enter, we're gonna go, Baron. You're gonna go over and look at these skeletons. Look at these corpses. What are we doing?
can I do like a? Well, what would be a check to figure out like what sort of like this is more natural area, so I'm wondering what kind of natural things might be, like creatures or well, creatures pretty broad, so I'll use that. What kind of creatures might live in this sort of area?
Bats?
Yeah.
Yeah, like bats for sure.
Nature check. In general, I mean, things that dwell in caves, you know, bats being obvious, salamanders, like from the small scale even to potentially the large scale, stuff that's cut out like this, across all of the mythos that is, you know, of things that have been in caves. Could be everything from magical beasts like minotaurs to if there's a big enough area of a cavern, a dragon could live in it. And on the less magical side of things, wolves make their dens in caves a lot. Everything from slimes, jellies, to, you know, goblinoids.
Ooh, you raise a good point. Can I see if there's any tracks around me?
You can, but you do not.
Okay.
This is smooth cut stone. There's not any real dust in here, which is interesting in itself. So it's not like a thick layer of dust everywhere.
Thank God.
There you might have a few, you know, justifications for that. A, someone's keeping it clean. The pile of skeletons doesn't really lend you to that belief particularly. The fact that it was sealed in some way magically could have been that it was kept pristine in that manner, in that kind of manner. But even then, it's been at least several weeks or a month or two, a couple months, that someone has been in here. Beyond that, I really couldn't premise as to why there might be no dust, no tracks. So what are we doing?
Well, I'm gonna be kind of wary of those bats because I hate bats.
You hate bats?
Like, I know I'm supposed to love them, but God, I hate them. Like, I'm kind of like Ace Ventura here. Chicago.
Okay. How are you going to be wary about bats?
Well, bats kind of hang upside down, so I'm gonna be looking kind of upwards.
Okay.
Like, I'm assuming I'm near the. You said it kind of opens up rather sharply or quickly or
Yeah,
something.
starting right here, right where your character portrait is. From there, it begins arcing, not even 45 degrees, but like much steeper than that. 70 degrees, 80 degrees, like very. It's not like straight up, but there's definitely a slope to it. But it is way steep. Then just opens up into big natural cavern that's jagged across the top, and lots of stalactites and the like.
Yeah, I'll be looking up there, kind of shining my, or like pointing my staff up in that sort of like, um, in Ace Ventura. He's Ace Ventura again. He goes into that cave and he kind of throws his, or not throws his torch, but like jabs his torch all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of manner.
Okay. What is everybody else doing? You just hanging out here in the hallway?
I'm more wary of the skeletons because the last time we saw skeletons, they were not really so dead. So I'm gonna be sticking very close to the walls and trying to sneaky my way past. And mostly trying to stay behind the people with heavy armor.
Okay. Let's make some progression then.
Lotarius is gonna nudge up to Baron and whisper to him about smashing to smithereens the skeletons at any sign of movement,
Bjorn agrees.
regardless of what Elnath says or does.
Yeah, I've really shown restraint against skeletons before.
Okay. So you're gonna go over. So Baron's gonna go over and investigate. Merritt's gonna go over and investigate. You're gonna creep your way into the room. 5 feet per 30 minutes.
Where are those brass lanterns?
They are all over the place. Every 5 feet or so, almost at every juncture along.
So like there might be one near me right now.
And we should start lighting them.
Wait, no.
That's
Never
what I'm
mind. There's
thinking.
more often than that. There's not nearly that many. I thought it said dozens, but it says half a dozen. So
Yeah.
there's probably 2 on each wall. Then on each of these 4 like little wall segments.
Does Lotarius have enough light from Elnath to see one to prestidigitate on the northwestern wall?
Yeah, that's plenty. That's plenty of range to see both. I think you could do anything in 30 feet or something, so you could hit anything on the west half of this room with prestidigitate. If you wanted to light some lanterns. Were you gonna do? You gonna light all four? I think you very likely, like a row of candles, light all four of these if you'd like.
Yeah, I was trying to be cute and do things with pointers and whatever, but that's above me, beyond me. So,
Okay. Yeah. So you say your command word as you kind of flourish your hand out in front of you, and all four of these lanterns on this side of the room light up instantaneously, providing at least now dim light all the way to the ceiling. And Elnath, as you are surveying the top, you, as soon as the light, the bright light from the lanterns that are on, 10 feet to the east of you or whatever, as soon as they project light up, you immediately see a small swarm of winged creatures
Oh, fuck off! These things again?
that come to life and dive for you.
Of course they died for the guy looking for him.
Dive for you all. It's
Oh.
a swarm.
Damn it! Damn. Mr. Well, that's creepy.
Oh, bugger.
That's creepy. It's got 4, 5, 6 arms. Oh my god.
I hate these things.
The all too familiar Sturge. These seem to be malnourished and ravenous.
Oh, good.
A little more thin and ragged compared to the ones that you had encountered out in the wild.
Bro, McGurd. Well, end of our adventure, boys. Get us.
Hey, Drake, can you turn down the music a touch?
That's good. That's too much. Can't hear it at all. There you go.
Alright, so, Elnath, you were focused on what could be this potential threat, and so you are not surprised as they swoop down in your direction. Everyone else is surprised, but go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh god, I hope I roll some high. I need to take some dodge actions.
Oh, God. That's not good.
That's not the worst.
That is. Nope. Hey, apparently we're all. Damn. 23? Really need the terrorists to go first and just shatter them all. God.
First Sturge swoops down, trying to latch on to Elnath.
Whew. Alright, I'm gonna take my shot at him.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Nice.
Yeah, fuck you.
As it swoops in, you just kind of backhand it like a racket and launch its corpse halfway across the room. It lands with a thud in the middle of the open cavern in front of you.
Yay for quarterstaff fancy.
Oh god.
Something's weird. Oh, this
Of
one's
course, you
not.
say that when you're missing.
No, three wasn't on the list. So
Oh, fuck you.
yeah, so the sturge kind of latches on to your neck as you can feel the piercing dig into the side of your collarbone area, just around the edge of your armor, and you can immediately feel intense pain right there that slowly numbs in that area as you can feel it begins to suck and draw on blood.
Am I still stealthy? Or not so much now that the lanterns are lit?
Yeah, now that the lanterns are lit, you're standing in bright light.
Damn.
Shit. Yay!
It is Elnath's turn.
The thing is smidgens all the way over there.
Alright, which one's attached to me? Number 3?
Yes, number 3.
Alright, fuck you. Alright.
Yeah, so you've got your fancy quarterstaff in one hand, and you just kind of, try to bludgeon it off your shoulder just by kind of almost pressing it against. Try to get a little bit of momentum. And you kind of crush its back right across, and then as soon as you do, you can feel the maw let go as it then falls to the floor directly beneath you. Dead.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Fuck. I hate these things. All right. That's good enough for me.
Tarius is gonna step up a little bit closer, still a few feet behind Baron there.
And then, did you cut out? I didn't hear what you said. Oh, okay, sorry. Trying to be very careful to miss, since you're kind of in this tight little hallway. I'm trying to like over the shoulder blast something off of Baron, but as you do, you know, Baron feels your arm kind of rest on his shoulder, and he just shakes, you know, like as a knee-jerk reaction, and it causes your blast to miss, landing towards the ceiling.
God, way to go, Dick.
Don't put that shit on me.
You gotta warn somebody before you do.
I'm gonna put my gun on your shoulder.
God, now I'm
and just
flashbacks.
shoot
I
it.
can't be having people shoot blasts by my head.
Merritt, this one, Sturge number 7 here, just kind of flies in right on your chest, and then just sticks its needle-like maw directly into your chest, piercing your actual leather armor. And you can just feel it stick into your...
Ugh.
And then you start feeling that suctioning feeling as it then starts to go numb after that intense puncture.
Fuck off with these things.
Seeing an open spot left by its fallen brethren, latches on your shoulder, and then just sticks that needle maw right into the side of your neck. Start to feel as that saliva starts the numbing sensation over the entire part of your body. It's like Novocaine. As you can then right before the numbness takes in, you feel that suction. And now Merritt has another one. The first one's directly on her chest. The next one lands on her thigh. It sticks right into the side of her hip. Begins to suction. And it is Baron's turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, get in there and do something useful.
But no, I'm safe back here.
Hey,
Nothing wants to eat me in Elnath.
at least like
Throw
peel
me
one of
in
these
the
things off
tires.
us. That'd be good.
I gotta scroll back and
Whirlwind.
see. I gotta see what is stuck to who. There's a lot of sticking going on.
Uh-huh. Tell me about it.
Let's see. Sturge 3. Alright. Is dead. Alright. Don't worry about that one.
There's one on Elnath and 2 on Merritt that are currently latched in.
Sturge 7 is the target.
Mm-hmm.
I'll step forward here. Yeah. And I'll try to see here. Alright, 7. Ah! Oh shit, son! Yay! And damage.
Yeah, you hit it.
And guess what Baron gets to do?
What does Baron get to
Swing
do?
again.
Why does Baron get to do that?
Great Weapon Master. When you
Kill
return
it?
and score on a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce a creature hit points to 0 with 1, you can make a melee attack as a bonus action.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right, because you... Yeah. Yeah, for your level 4, you took that feat, that's right.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Woohoo!
And it doesn't specify that you have to be using a great weapon to do that either, does it?
Nope. The secondary effect on it does. There's another effect where I can, increase damage by 10, reduce hit chance by 10.
Oh yeah, the power attack version of. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I remember us talking about this. Go ahead.
Alright, so I hit 7, and then you have number 5
What's
on
the other
Merit.
ones that are stuck to things?
Number 5 on Merit. How much health does Merit have?
Probably not very much.
Yeah,
No.
she's
Not very
hurting.
much.
She's hurting.
Number 5. Sturge 5. There it is.
And you got it. Now, it does require a bonus
Thank you.
action to get the follow-up attack. So it's not like you can keep chaining these forever and ever.
Why not? This is my fight!
As cool as that would be,
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not how that
Improved
works.
Man! Damn
Yeah, otherwise,
it.
you could be an entire whirlwind of fury in here if that were the case. But that's a little beyond the scope of what that's meant to do.
Yeah! This is awesome!
That would make my already Roman candle spell seem even less appealing.
Really? Why do I even try? Alright.
At level 5, you get a second blast, don't you? I think. Like,
Yeah.
It's like most of the people.
Just
do.
every time.
Yeah, that'll be pretty sweet when that happens.
At the same time, he'll get a second attack, like a normal, regular attack.
Yeah. I kill 4 of these motherfuckers in a row.
And it still would only be 3. 2 attacks plus
Wait.
your bonus action attack if you kill one.
Oh, okay, yeah, 1 bonus action. Okay.
I'm trying to think which is
Man.
the other one that's stuck to. Which one is stuck to you, Elnath?
Elnath.
Trying to find it.
9. I
9.
think.
There's number
Yeah,
9.
9. Yep. there's an effect I can put on it that would make that.
Could just give an effect called attached or something like that.
Yeah, if I just create.
I'm really surprised that they didn't make those like that anyway, because you would think that once they attach themselves and they're feeding, they would get all kinds of disadvantages to being attacked.
It's not like being grappled, because they're not grappled, yeah, or anything like that. I mean, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, technically, if they're stuck to something, they can't dodge it. You can only miss.
Yeah, they didn't, but they sure didn't put they're not in the monsters manual or anything like that. As far as any disadvantage for like being actually I mean, they're not technically grappled, even though they are thematically grappled, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. It seems a bit of an oversight. He can go for one of two people.
Ah! They really wanted some of Elnath. Yeah, because they had to roll 19 or higher. Yeah.
It's Merit's turn.
Oh, man.
Oh, he missed. Yay, man. And the tires back there like, fuck yeah, I got the wall of bodies in front of me.
I'm going to remove the smidgen from the combat tracker just to make it smaller. Unless you want, if you want him to act, you can just do so during your turn. We'll just say that. Makes it a lot easier. Unless he's in the middle of the fight as a target, and then I'll light him back.
He is so far away.
Okay. I think here's what I want to do. I want to use my cunning action to disengage.
Okay, yes.
Take me back there somewhere. And then... Is it number 9 is still on Elnath, right?
That's correct.
Okay. I want to attack him with my crossbow, and then use my bonus action for a healing word on Elnath.
Your cunning action is your bonus action. You'll be able to do both of those things.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to attack then.
Okay.
Shit.
Yeah, a little too worried, making sure you don't hit Elnath, and it just kind of pings off the wall right beside it and ricochets, and the bolt lands over in
Okay, then
over
I'm
in the
gonna
middle of the floor.
use my movement and duck behind the corner.
Okay.
And then that's all the things I can do.
Yay!
That is piercing damage, so your armor master does technically work for the puncture part. Baron, if you want to go ahead and do your armor mastery reduction thing. Yep.
Blink. Bastards.
Alright, number 9's attached.
Yes, number 9 is attached to you.
Oh crap, I didn't get on that happening. Whew. Yay!
Miss
Alright,
followed by hit. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right on the line. Just barely missing the first one. Trying to jab. As you actually, it's interesting to think about how the mechanics of this close quarter with a quarterstaff combat would actually work, as you're trying to knock something off of your shoulder. But you're essentially, you know, spinning the quarterstaff, trying to slap it, just barely miss, as you then just kind of do a weird, like, hold it in the middle and then just kind of hit it on the other side, and it just kind of like, which kind of causes it to spin around and just hits it right across the beak, and then, you know, which just causes it to break, and so you still have that thing punctured into that spot, sticking there is where the beak itself kind of broke. And the rest of it, and it falls over dead.
Oh, nice.
And you're able to steady yourself now. That Baron's not causing you a fuss. And when you hit it, it just hits. And just literally explodes into entire mess of gore as that green force energy blasted, and then just like a shotgun blast, just sprays it all over, in chunks all over the middle of the room.
All over Baron, because that was one that was attached to him.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. So, on both Baron
Money
and
shot.
probably even misting over on Elnath a little bit, and then making a big mess in the floor in front of you.
The second part of that is going to use all the rest of his movement, flourishing and taking like weird looking kung fu stances as he prepares his next spell.
Okay.
Lots of arm waving that looks really menacingly.
Oh, for fuck off.
So this one's going to go for your other shoulder. So your left shoulder has this thing, spike sticking out of it that was once the Sturgis beak, and now postured on the other shoulder, the other one just digs in right as it's sitting on the shoulder, right at the base of the neck. It's Baron's turn.
I have to kill
Wolfen?
number 10, right? Because it looks like
Yeah,
that's
kill
one
number 10.
attached.
Kill it. Kill it now.
But I don't wanna. He doesn't want to die.
Oh, just barely nick it.
Go +1 longsword.
Hey! One more attack! Yay!
Nice.
So you just kind of, again, lop this right across the beak, and it falls off of Elnath, and so now he's just got two spikes, one on either shoulder, just kind of sticking up out of either side of his neck, like some Legion of Doom Ultimate Warrior kind of looking stuff.
Oh, what a rush.
Oh, I missed that one. Nuggets.
You can't. That is piercing damage, so you can heal yourself or Baron. That is the armor mastery does count for this. If it ever gets around to the blood draw, that's untyped damage, so that would not. But this does.
Fuck you, Sturge 8. A dickhead. I have 2 stuck to me nuggets. So now I have to.
I don't know what it is about these Sturge, but every time they fight you, they roll really well.
They're evil little buggers, and I
That one
love
did
them.
7 damage to me with his fucking beak. Fucker.
Dink.
I'm gonna have to kill both of them. Like, swing, swing.
Howdy, 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 howdy.
It is Maris' turn.
Kill them both by swing by Wayne's World.
That's exactly what I was looking
Yeah.
for. Shrink, shrink,
Swing,
howdy, howdy,
swing.
howdy.
Humorous.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna use my crossbow and try to hit the one off of Elnath's shoulder.
Now that one was already taken out. Baron took that
Oh.
one out, and then 2 of them attached to Baron. So there's one postured in front of like Elnath, just kind of floating there, ready for, like trying to stab at him, and then there's the 2
Oh.
that are actually attached to Baron.
Okay. He doesn't have anything actually on him.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm gonna shoot one of the ones attached to Baron then.
Okay.
6 or 8.
No, I'm not.
That was close.
Sorry.
Holy shit, my head. Sing.
It goes over. It misses wildly, and you're just trying. Like they're both kind of attached on the right side of his body, and you miss so far that you actually go on the other side of his head and just barely, like almost nick just like right across his left cheek on the other side of his head. Tiny little like a shaving nick.
Fucking
A little drop
fireballs
of-
and
like a
arrows and
little
shit going
bitty-
past Bjorn today.
A little
Sorry,
bitty
bud.
drop of blood starts to trail down the side of his cheek.
Okay, then I'm gonna use my bonus healing word on Elnath.
Okay.
I did a thing, I don't know how to undo it.
What'd you do?
I almost rolled like 20 d4s.
Oh, just click.
Yes.
Just like don't like click and drag, but just like off to the side. Just left click on some blank space. Won't do anything.
Okay.
Oh. Is it 1d4?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah,
I'm
because
only
healing
level
word.
1.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I can still die from a crit, so let's see what happens. Oh, I was 1 or 2 away from a crit. Jeez.
Did it matter? Yeah, it probably did.
That two health. The healing word was the only thing keeping him alive. As this one
Oh.
lands right in the middle of his chest and punctures just barely off to the side of his throat. If it had hit the throat, he'd have been done for. But it just pierced in right off to the side, right under the collarbone.
Okay, we're now in emergency mode here. Everyone needs to kill the thing on me.
Get this thing off of me! Ah! You're all like, now you're really worried. Now that you're still alive, you can feel the life force, kind of draining from you, and so now you're getting in, for normal, calm, collected weapon strikes.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of frantic, and you're just kind of flailing, but that frantic action, you just miss, because you're just not holding that concentration that you need. Calm, collected, and clutch, Notarius. Pew!
It's not on him.
Sends a small blast.
Yeah, I mean,
sniping the thing in the right off the front, because it's all he can see from being behind him is this thing that is latched onto his chest, and you can just see the small of its head, and then its actual beak, puncturing into the throat. And so all he could see was that little bit of the top of its head, and he just steadily takes aim, pew, and just there goes the top. I mean, just like a clean sever. The head comes off, and then the beak
even
separates.
a slight curveball effect from the projectile.
Got a little,
like
little arcing, and then it falls flat dead on the ground in front of Elnath. Now has a third spike stuck into his neck area, now in the front close to his throat.
Was that shitty movie with Angelina Jolie with the curved bullets?
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
Wanted?
Oh shit, that was great. Yeah. Like Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman was in that too? Oh.
I don't remember. All I remember was a really terrible movie.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie and what, Shia LaBeouf or something?
All I remember is you can make coffee with Red Bull and basically have the ability to curve bullets.
Yeah.
So was that going to be the end of Letarius' turn? Bairn. You're harried. Can you get him?
Get one.
Very fencing-like motion. Double slash across your shoulder.
Nice.
You get one, and then as you come with that quick backswing to grab the other, you just miss.
Question. I have a third attack option here.
Okay.
Crushing this piece of shit against the wall.
Oh, okay. It is
Is
on
that a
your.
thing?
It is on your shoulder. So the one that's left is on your shoulder, like sitting up on the top. So it's going to be hard to get some angle with your head.
Damn it.
You can try.
Nope, I'm not gonna try that. I'll just get over here and get old Letarius, pull out the damn cudgel.
Hey, if you move towards me, I could maybe get a,
Attack opportunity.
I can get an attack at my
Yeah! Aha!
full arm
yes.
attack.
Yes. Strategies.
No.
No.
It's already within your. No. Let's see. How would that
It's
work?
outside
How
his
does that
range.
work? Yeah, if it was something like, I'm trying to think, if it were grappled and it got drug over there,
Yep.
would that still be able to work? Yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't work.
It says anything that moves within range. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull him right in front of you. Yeah, he can let go if it wants to.
Perched on his shoulder, all on a T.
Yeah, because it isn't grappled. Okay, so let's see. Let me double check something here before I get too crazy with it. It seems like that could either be really good tactics or it doesn't make sense, one or the other. Yeah, I'll allow it.
All right.
You could probably argue the semantics over when they enter your reach. Like it didn't do it, but it was drugged there, so it still entered your reach. So yeah, I think that fits within line.
Yep. I just pretty much turned my shoulder to him and pulled in the other side. Yeah. Like, hey, get this guy. Tactics.
Yeah. So you're like, and you kind of looking around as you get the other one, but you miss this one, and you turn to Elnath, and you're like, get it! As you just kind of turn your whole body and back, because it's on your right shoulder, so you're facing this way. You're gonna do like an almost a pirouette thing as you turn 180 degrees, kind of lean your head back as you do. Elnath just T-ball backhand swings the heck out of this thing. Knocking it to the other side of the room against the wall as it falls down in front of the wall dead.
Okay.
Man, I almost got hit in the head 3 times today.
Are we out of initiative now?
Yes.
Oh, thank Jesus.
Yeah.
Helm or Tyr or Thander, whoever. Them.
Trying to find my
Hell yeah.
Waves file, but I lost it.
Alright, we're gonna do our big prayer. So I'm gonna need some guarding while I ramp this thing up.
Kumbaya.
Okay, I've got my crossbow out and ready then.
It's a 10-minute plus.
It's just straight 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, because you're casting it. It's not an actual ritual. Just a 10-minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. As you prepare, casting, drawing, it's not a full ritual, so you don't have to draw out like things on the ground or anything like that. But you do take time of meditation and prayer, and closed meditation that can't be interrupted. As you small chant, and you kind of move your arms, forming the actual necessary components. 10 minutes pass without any interruption.
Okay. Glad I rolled the big heal on myself.
Having already waited 10 minutes, are you going to continue to wait a little bit longer to finish out what would be a short rest, or is that all the time you wish to spare?
Bjorn's pretty good here.
Isn't it a short rest like another 50 minutes?
Yeah,
half hours.
At least it kind of depends, but at least an hour or two is usually what's considered a short rest.
I mean, we do have plenty of light.
Yeah, it's bright light in here.
So someone just sits on guard. I can sit on guard for the short rest while you guys like meditate, do whatever you guys have. Cause I don't have anything to use yet.
So yeah, you didn't use your action surge, which you could have got back on a short rest, but yeah, I don't know if anyone's used anything that would come back on a short rest.
Yeah. The only thing we would get from that is hit dice, right?
Yeah.
So you could heal a little, some number of hit die back would be also possible. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm okay to go in.
Yeah, I'd be okay to keep going for a little bit. My big spell hit for a pretty big amount, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Is that a D10? Is it 2D10s or 2D8s?
2d8s.
2D8s? Yeah, it's nearly max on you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Between 5 and 19. Yeah.
So there's always skeletons right here.
Yeah, let's pay attention to that now. Fuck.
I think in all that commotion, they probably would have woke it up.
And now that I'm just been attacked, I'm going to be more vigilant about keeping Shillelagh active on myself. Cause fuck.
That would have helped you.
It would have got me one hit, but it didn't end up mattering.
Would have kept you from that 2 HP threshold. Oh, double shillelagh. You were serious about that one.
I'll remove one.
Alright, what can I see from here? I'm looking at both north and eventually I'll look south.
Oops. Oh, okay.
Can you pop up the description for the room again?
Now, a further inspection of the skeletons, they are almost nothing but skeletons. So if there was something magically preserving this in some kind of state of time, or, you know, from right after the battle, it does not seem to have preserved the corpses of these things. And so there's a little bit of, I mean, these are several hundred years old, so there's a couple of maybe scraps of what you could see was at one time cloth. But for the most part, it has, like, the flesh is gone. There's no flesh. There's no. It's just the bones, and then a couple bits of armor scraps that are actual, you know, like the armor piece around a shield. You know, like just like the outside layer. But the wood is mostly all rotted away underneath. Most of the leather is deteriorated into just crumbled dust. But you don't actually see any dust. You just see that that's just from what little bits of scrap, you would know that that's what would have happened, is that it crumbles into some kind of, you know, into bits of dust or like little scraps of leather that should be little pieces all around, but there are none of those little pieces.
Like the magic has kept it cleaned up, just not the bodies.
It's almost like a very intense version of Lotarius's prestidigitation.
Huh.
How it cleans things, but it can't move things. It can't remove, like, far to the south, you can see this is, to the north, you can see another split in the hallway, which you imagine intersects with the bit from the north, from the hallway to the west that went north. Might be another, like, just cross hallway there that just goes all the way across. You can't really see it doing that, but you can kind of see that it's about the same place. There is a door to the north. And to the south, you see a giant cave-in down at the edge of your vision. As you kind of went over there, which this appears to be well worn. This may have been the actual main entrance to the cave at some point. With the decorations, with the sconces, as you will, for the lights. It's wide enough here. It's been cut in a particular way. And you can see what might be hallways to the left and right down at the end of your vision near that cave-in.
Let's see what South has for us.
Is there any pattern to the reliefs at all, like showing, you know, somebody might put signs to indicate what is what in what direction?
No, it seems to be more decorative than decorative, or it could have been. Roll an intelligence check. Roll an intelligence check. We'll see what we see.
I know nothing.
They are pretty pictures.
I like them.
Someone spent enough time to make them nice. You see different landscapes of working, but you don't make any connection about them being for, you know, like as a signpost, so much as just pretty pictures on the wall.
So you said you want to try south?
I think so.
Okay, I'll follow you, same sort of style as before. trying to stick close to the wall and stay behind the people with heavy armor.
Oh yeah.
Also, that last encounter, everybody but Elnath was supposed to be surprised, but I went ahead and let everybody go in the first round because I figured the bright light give you enough. Since you hit the bright lights all at the same time, it actually give you enough warning that they were coming. So I don't think I actually said that, but that's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, do we get experience too?
We do, yes.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna kinda do a peek around these corners.
Smidgen come with us.
Oh, Smidgen came back.
He has heard nothing, seen nothing in the time that he's been staked out at his position. I mean, there's no extra sound, just the sound of the waves over and over, which he finds a little discomforting.
These are doors. Can I check these doors?
Uh-huh. What way are we checking them? Do you mean looking for traps or anything like that, or you mean like
Yeah, checking for traps and locks and things like that.
Okay. And do investigation.
I'm not rolling good today.
No, it's not. It's definitely not the best.
I'd say there's dust in your eyes, but nope, that's not there.
Nope,
It looks fine to me.
Dust. Yeah, there is. You can tell though at close inspection that neither door is actually locked.
I'm gonna wave Tripper over.
You beckoned?
Door seems fine. If you wanna take a look inside.
Okie dokie.
I'm just gonna duck around the corner.
Confidence.
None in my dice.
Alright, well, the two heavy armor dudes are here. Let's open this bitch up then.
Notarius. Oh, there you go. Alright, I'm gonna open the door. With dodge action. Huh. It didn't apply.
You didn't drag it over yourself.
User joined your channel.
Hello, party peoples.
Got it.
There you go.
Alright. Now I'm opening the door. With the shield up, and I'm just gonna pull that thing open. Or push it, whatever.
Some D&D there.
Yeah. Yep. They're going in the last chapter of this adventure.
Open sesame. Open cilantro.
Cilantro?
Open cilantro, okay. Well, this is a nothing room.
There we go.
My guess is because this map is so big, they did not put a lot of detail in it, just to save time or space or something. But yeah.
Okay. I want to do...
So there
Where's
is a
the
large
skills?
stone counter that bisects the room. That stone counter runs north and south. So, basically that middle line, 2 feet on either side, like half a square on either side, all the way down the middle, would be this large stone counter.
What do I do when I'm looking for objects again? Investigation or perception?
Yeah, investigate.
Okay. I want to search for items and stuff. I don't mind looting these corpses.
Just like in the previous room, there seems to be no tangible things like intact left upon them. A couple of things, I mean, these are centuries old corpses, and so there's little bits of metal you can see where it used to once be, you know, maybe the rim of a shield or the head of a pike or something like that, but over the time has pitted and riveted itself, you know, with just erosion. It's very humid in this cave. It's it's almost palpable. It's like being in Arkansas in summer. With just how much water, you can even smell the water in the air, as though you were right on the edge of the sea. Even though we know, and we can actually hear the waves. We can physically hear the waves as well as in game.
Oakley dokley.
Yeah. So of
Getting to the funny loot? Not that interested. Doop doop back in the hallway.
I mean, not in the I don't know, corpses.
Yeah, can I check the cubby holes?
I'm gonna watch the hallway. I'm gonna guard it.
Then you're also only on this side of the counter, right? And there's the counter, that pointer is pretty good, except for there's you know, there's about a 5-foot section on either side, on either end, where it's open, where you could walk behind the counter. Okay, so you're looking for. Now you're looking at the cubbies.
Yeah.
There's some centuries old paper in each of the cubbies. Can you, what languages do you know?
Oh, where is that? Oh, Common, Dwarven, and Gnomish.
Ah, you see a lot of Dwarven script on some of the papers. It looks like a lot of, recording weights, disbursements. There's some financial tallies. This does seem to be like some kind of assessor's or office of some sort. And you see a lot of things about weights and loads and named objects that are of special importance and have like kind of like abbreviated names, abbreviated letters or something, where you know that it's something you don't know what that abbreviation stands for. As you start, like, that's just what you can kind of just see on the surface across some of the script. As you go to touch the paper to move it, to like kind of rifle through the pages.
Can I, I was just gonna check my, my Tinker stuff, see if there's anything that would handle something delicate like that.
No, your Tinker's kit wouldn't have anything like you. I mean, a pair of gloves that you have
Yeah.
on, perhaps, but I mean, you might have, some small
Calipers?
pointed tools or some, some small instruments like that. Maybe some
Yeah, I
of
was
them look
thinking,
like
like-
dental instrument, dental tools or dental
Yeah.
instruments, kind of thing. Stuff of that, for working in small mechanisms and that kind of thing. I mean, so you could rifle through them with some of that, try to lift, like a single little bit up at a time.
My thieves' tools also have a pair of pliers, but that I don't know if that would be useful.
I mean, grabbing it with a pinched fingers or a pair of pliers, I don't know if that would
Sorry, the same thing.
be much mechanical difference.
There's a small mirror mounted on a metal handle. I could use it to kind of maybe look in there without actually picking stuff up.
Okay. Yeah, so like again, that's also like like the little dental mirror.
Mhm.
And so you're looking around the edge, and at this time you see nothing but just stacks of paper, and you're kind of looking in the back to see if there's like anything like wedged on the side or behind anything, but it just looks to be stacks of records and paper in these particular cubby holes.
There's like no names, just weights of things, I guess.
Yeah,
And
of the
abbreviations that I
things.
don't
Yeah,
get.
abbreviations of things that you don't know what they stand for. Some very likely some shorthand that came about specifically for stuff that they dealt with in the cave, whether that had been whether that has to do with tools or whether that has to do with actual items or goods that they're getting out of, like rough material. Whether that's any of that magical stuff, it's hard to say because it's just a couple of letters that you have no context to see what they meant.
Right. Can I check the cubbies on the other side, or does this all sort of count as one?
Yeah, just kind of all as one.
Okay.
But this is all on this side of the count. I mean, you're kind of looking across. You can check the other side of the counter, if you'd like.
Yeah.
Go ahead and investigate.
Man, what is with my rolls today?
You're looking at the walls. You're looking for cubbies along the walls, and you're looking at these, and you're looking at the papers, and you're looking at the top of the counter, and then you look along the wall, and you don't see anything of any particular interest. There's no cubbies behind the counter, like as far as the wall is concerned, like there are along this northern edge. You do know that the papers are very delicate, so as you're kind of,
Yeah.
every piece that you try to poke at or move with a little bit just crumbles, and it almost
Yeah, I
causes
don't really.
causes a cascade on the sheet that you're trying to touch, where just like a little bit kind of breaks off, and then just enough small amount of vibration, it just kind of causes the rest of that sheet of paper to dissipate.
Yeah, I don't want to touch them too much. So I'm gonna leave the rest of them alone.
Okay. Okay, so what are we doing? What are we doing now? Looking around other bits, or are you leaving? Ah, that's what we're doing. I never know if we're just thinking about doing something or not deciding, or if we're typing. I never know that.
It shows speech
If-
bubbles up at the top when people are typing, like on their portrait.
Yeah.
When you're typing, it shows up in the box, in the chat box.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if I'm typing now, you should see a little chat bubble when I'm in the top left of my
okay.
portrait. Yeah, let's go to the other door.
I have too much longer. I'm about to head back upstairs.
Okay. Let's open this door then.
Okay.
Okay, door opening.
I'm gonna guess there's shit in here. If there's no shit in that room, there's gonna be shit in this room.
Ah. Hmm.
Or I'm just way off on my dungeon making. Well, at least there's more bones. Yay.
Weapons
There's
racks.
some major shit went down in here.
Yeah.
He ended up in someone's
Fucking
freaking
dead bodies.
face.
Well, we do know a little bit about
Yeah,
what
there was a
happened.
war
bef-
here.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was
there's like a big orc and dwarf battle.
Yeah, it's a massive battle that took place near the entrance to the cave before that entrance was sealed, and then the whereabouts thereafter was both forgotten, lost, and physically lost, magically hidden in some way, undetectably magically hidden.
Well, I'm gonna search the weapon racks and stuff and see if there's anything usable, like scoop of cool stuff.
Alright. How
Well,
tall
it's-
is this place?
Yeah. Don't find shit. Good job.
In this section, everything's still really tall, 20 feet. Not quite as tall as the open cavern, but definitely more than 10 feet, somewhere 10 to 20, something like that. It's kind of hard to get an accurate estimate.
Alright, well. I saw skeletons, so I'm gonna do a look up and make sure there's no goddamn sturges again.
Yeah, it is partially collapsed ceiling, so it's not smooth. Like the hallway in the other room were smooth, stone cut. In here, there's none of that. There's no sturges. There's no anything like that. Just you can just see where chunks of rock have fallen from the ceiling and landed on the ground amidst the stacks of bones.
Bjorn assumes Sturges can't open doors.
I can barely hear you, Wolfen.
That I can assume Sturges can't open doors. Bjorn is like, oh, bat motherfuckers. I hope they can't open doors.
Can I investigate the bunks and weapon racks as well?
Uh-huh. Go ahead and investigate.
I'm just.
Oh, I figured out why I could barely hear Wolfen. I had him turned down. Probably due to loud Wolfen at times.
Turned down for what?
What? I didn't hear that.
I don't know what Twitch did, but there's a lot of bots on Twitch now that post spam.
I noticed that.
It's a lot. And I've seen that on other people's channels recently. So I don't know what they did to cause that to go from happening to not happening, or vice versa. I mean, not happening to happening, but it's been recent. Anyway, so as you're investigating around, you're looking at the bunks. You're looking at, the weapon racks were made out of wood, stone, in places. So like maybe some wooden brackets and things wedged in between stone notches. And most of the wood has itself deteriorated, rotted, and fallen down. Bits of what would have been weapons are kind of crumbled in piles at the bottom. You can see what would have been wood is mostly gone. Maybe a couple of like little spikes here or there, a couple of slightly petrified pieces. And then the iron and things have been eroded. It's very pitted. It's definitely worn most of it away. Nothing functional. Both of you in the room roll perception.
Another one?
Indeed.
I want to use that one though. Really, really want to use that one.
Nope, too good.
As Maris on the back wall investigating, looking at the weapon racks and looking at the different things to see if there's anything of value, particularly if there's even any coin, even if it wouldn't be usable like as stamped coin, there might be enough left to forge new coins. Gold's still gold. She didn't find anything like that at all. But as she's back there, poking around at the racks and stuff, Elneth, you start to see behind her, in the middle of the floor, the bones start to move.
I'm gonna yell out skeletons! As loud as I possibly can yell.
As though by some elements of perverse magic, the bones begin to kind of stir, and some of them begin to knit together as several skeletons begin to form and begin to stand up. Everyone roll initiative.
Can I dive behind a bunk or something?
Nope. Bjorn's ready for skeletons. Not right now. Well, yes.
Someday he may be ready for skeletons.
I am. I have a flail. That blunt damage, bruh. I thought a flail was cooler.
Quick counts give you 9 total skeletons rising. A lot of them in the back of the room near where Merritt's at. As you start to see these stirrings, I give you kind of a almost surprise round, Merritt. If you want to dodge back out of the way, away from where these things start to move, you'll have one half action. So you could either take an action or a movement, but that's it.
Am I...
Oh yeah, so let's see. That's where things are.
Oh god, okay.
But they are
There's
currently
things.
forming.
Yeah, I'm gonna run.
Okay.
They're still forming, so do they get a attack of opportunity on me if I
They
move?
would not that you would perceive at this point. They are
Okay.
they're definitely coming together. It's almost like they're coming together and standing up as a part of the, and it's almost like Voltron being made, in a way.
And I can move 30 feet with my boots. So
Yes, you can. Not
I'm
very
gonna run right back to Elnath. Help!
Mayday! And yay! At least Elnath rolled a friggin' 18. Midgen rolled a 20? Jeez.
Yeah, I can't exile my dice, so I'm changing color and pretending it's a different set.
know the battle music's louder, so is that okay?
Not that loud.
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, yeah, so I kind of have a spot on the slider bar to know where battle music is versus ambience music is. Okay, so with a shudder, skeleton 8 is now formed and starts making doom, doom, doom as it crosses the room. You can see that they are wielding somewhat eroded short swords. Not quite in what you would call good or even poor work condition, but rusted and jagged in some kind of crude way would work. Even perhaps more menacingly than a regular short sword. At least from a visual perspective, it's definitely eerie.
Oh god, tetanus! If I get lockjaw, I cannot cast spells. So.
Oh no, Merritt. The easiest thing to do would to be running back out into the hallway. Run! But you running would completely leave Merritt to her own.
You see, like as it like it's very shaky, jerky motions as it's kind of like rattling and it's like the real guttural, like magically oriented, raspy sound and voice. Lumber.
Alright. My hair's gonna start going all glowy. My hands are gonna start going all glowy. And I'm gonna summon all the power of my deity. Let's go for a turn undead.
Okay. They work a little different than they used to, so I forgot how that works now.
If basically I just roll, check a save at everyone and see which ones fail and succeed.
Used to do with hit dice and all this other stuff, but I don't think it does. It doesn't do any of that anymore.
No, it's just straight up. Oh, where's my sheet?
Because it's
Yada yada, turn undead.
because it's not even every cleric that gets turned undead now, is it?
Every cleric gets the basic turn undead, and every cleric, or most clerics, get an extra channel divinity ability.
And an extra channel divinity ability on top of that. Okay.
Yeah, like I can do it. My turn undead either fears or eventually destroys undead, but not now. And my nature one can charm or repel plants and animals.
Yep.
But this is just regular old-fashioned undead turning.
Okay, so with everything within 30 feet of you,
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of move into. Oh hey, fuck, I meant to say this before, but when that skeleton number 4 came at me, I wanted to smoke him in the face.
Okay, go ahead. I'll allow it.
Or I'll just swing and go, ah, fuck, there's something there. Okay.
Okay.
Perceived all the skeletons but that one.
And so where you were moving somewhere, you said?
Yeah, basically just there.
Okay.
Alright. And 30 feet gets me how far? I'm thinking probably not 5 and 2, but maybe 7 and 1? Not sure.
Yep, everybody but 5 and 2.
Okay. I'll start dragging over things.
Yeah.
Did that do anything?
It succeeded. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell you each one in turn. It succeeded. Failed. Thing for turn to drag over, or oh, I do. I've got one. There's the regular standard effect. It's in the. Do you have the effects button?
I don't have the effect button. I just have my nature one programmed. I haven't got my regular one programmed in.
Okay, so this is okay. So which one was that? 8.
That was 8. Yep.
Oh shit, wrong button.
Okay. Six and 9 fail. 1. Okay, wait a second. 1 failed. 7 failed. And that's everybody. Okay, how many was that? 1, 2, 3. 5 failed, 2 succeeded, and 2 were out of range. Okay, that's all of them.
Okay. Right. And now I'm gonna move back to this sort of direction. Okay.
3 and 4 are the 2 closest ones, and those are the 2 that did not fail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you read about it, but turned things want to get as far away as they can from me and cannot willingly move within 30 feet of me.
Yep.
And lasts a minute.
Or until they take damage, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, damage too.
Run, Merit.
Kind of shuffles its way over, and then just kind of does a little bit of an uppercut swing. Scrapes you right along the side. Seven is turned. It is Luterius' turn. Oh, damn.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Go Raiden.
Posturing yourself from this side of the doorway. You know, you actually use almost like a Hadoken, using both hands this time instead of your usual nonchalant, like, aimed, single-handed strike. You would unleash Eldritch energy forward. It hits Skeleton 3 right in the middle, and almost like a strike in bowling, the pins, which are its bones, kind of fly forward, scatter into a whole bunch of pieces with quite a bit of violent momentum as they're flung away. None of the pieces actually hit anything of consequence, but they do scatter all about the floor. And all the pieces remain separate and motionless.
Picturing that stance from Ryu after he wins the round in Street Fighter.
Hands crossed, looking away.
Yeah. Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Merit, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna disengage.
Okay. Use your cunning action to disengage, and then just kind of okay.
Okay, I'll move back to the doorway and then take a shot at Skeleton 5.
Okay. Huh. How was Baron turned? How did I do that?
I did it to myself on accident.
See, pink dice much better.
Mm-hmm. See, there you go. You exiled the previous color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about the way we have to do it, I guess. It's not like you can actually grab and do physical ones, unfortunately.
Maybe. Okay, that's
let's
good
see,
enough.
wait a second.
Yay for taupe dice.
Oh yeah, there would be no sneak attack here.
No.
Not on that one. Okay.
So I'm gonna keep moving through the doorway.
Okay. Oh wow, yeah, you can actually move all that far.
Yeah, I can.
Sweet. Boots. So Baron, you heard Elnath scream skeletons, and then you just see Merritt just like you just see her in the doorway, turn, fire across the bolt, and then take off running past you, or at least right beside you anyway. It's your turn. Oh yeah, you also saw the Hadoken.
Which inspired you to run in and be a badass.
Mm-hmm. Inspired me. No one has said anything in chat, but I have banned 6 bots since we started playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's weird. Alright, Baron is rumbling in.
Should be able to get one closer than that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually make it all the way to there, because you were
Yep.
the same distance away that Merritt was. That's where she left from.
Yep, that is skeleton 5. Already hurt? Yep. Perfect target. And guess what I equipped on my way there? My flail.
Okay, flail it up.
You have a flail?
Yep.
Remember, he just picks up any weapon he sees.
Oh yeah.
Apparently,
No.
you swing like a sword, not like a flail.
Yeah, you tried to thrust with like a piercing strike. With a flail, it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. Maybe a mace, but not a flail. So, like, the ball from the flail is just hanging there, and you're like, ha! And then it just kind of swings like a small little pendulum. And you're like, oh, yeah. Maybe next time I'll swing this in a way that makes sense for the weapon I'm using.
I don't know, I just pictured him from the 40s with a zoot suit and like a chain just walking down the street like...
That's the end of my turn.
Okay, Skeleton 8 is afraid, and it's going to turn and start to go away from Elnath as it leaves. It does
Skeleton
provoke-
8's is the one near Baron.
Yes.
Yep.
So as
So
it
I get an
leaves,
attack of opportunity.
yeah, it provokes an attack of opportunity should you wish to try to swing a flail in a way that is effective.
Doesn't suck.
Of course I do. I'm Bjorn.
Ooh, that's a critical.
Nice.
And it's a critical on a skeleton with a bludgeoning weapon. Okay, should be good. Should be some good dim jig. Wait a second. It didn't do the vulnerable
vulnerable.
damage. Okay, oh wait, it did. Okay. Yeah, so it rolled the 8, and then it did the vulnerable part, which did next. Okay. Which made it 16. Yep.
Whammy.
I'm picturing in Mario, you know the bone skeleton dudes that when you bop on top of them, they just crumple into a pile of bones. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. You're like, you tried to thrust, and you're like, nope. And then as that other one moved away, you just went from directly forward in front of you with your flail to just doing an over the head tomahawk swing on the one right beside it. Crunch, knocking the top of its skull straight down through the rest of its body, causing it all to, so it's just like playing a xylophone sounding as the skull goes right down through the middle of the skeleton, knocking all the pieces apart. It just lands in a crumpled pile on the ground.
I can live with that.
Whoa.
Giant skeleton.
Didn't know I could
It's
adjust
angry.
the size of the token from inside the combat tracker. Okay. Scary. like the Grinch's heart, the skeleton grew 3 sizes. Same skeleton, which missed with its first strike, is now in just this very, very mechanical, crazy motion. It's just gonna basically whirlwind. It tried to do uppercut slash miss. It's just gonna go all the way around and back around again and go haha. It's just arms are just spinning in a big whirlwind, and you just happen to be in the way. It's your turn.
Fuck that guy. Or, on second thought,
Oh, the reason I didn't pick up the mace, apparently it's considered a piercing weapon, not a bludgeoning weapon.
The mace, yeah.
Really?
That's really weird.
Yeah. There's
But I
only
guess-
3 bludgeoning weapons.
Yeah, I guess if the
Warhammer.
mace is, a lot of the old medieval maces were actually, the ball at the, like a ball or like a,
whoa.
it's like a square, but the faces are sunk in, creating 4 points around, it. And so
Oh.
you didn't, so if you took a cube and then you sunk each of the faces in, you'd create 4 jagged edges around the mace. And so that's really more where that came from. And usually those come to like a more of a point, so it is like a 4-pointed star kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so thwack thwack. First one just misses. The second one, bam, hits it pretty good.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, it counted as, even though they did the bludgeoning comma magical right, it did count it as bludgeoning, so
This is good.
yeah, so it did double the damage for Vault to make, it did do a total of 12.
Shove that onto Skeleton 5.
After Baron tries to swing at it, it just very mechanically counterattacks with that big whirlwind motion. And it's all kind of like uppercut swings, big whirlwind motions, slicing right along your side. It cuts mostly armor, but it does find a little bit of flesh on one part near the underarm as it's swinging up that kind of cuts in right near the armpit. And
Motherfucker.
a really deep paper cut right there in the armpit, which would be very, very discomforting.
Paper cuts hurt like a motherfucker.
It's a rusty paper cut at that, don't forget. quite deteriorated, rusty, jagged short sword.
My armor's shaved off the rust. Like you think so?
Lotarius' turn.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyrus is bringing out his jerk hand on this one.
Skeleton 2. Damn. Uh-oh. He can move.
Oh, we got skeleton 2. Okay, yep.
Who's he gonna go after?
It's gonna step
Oh!
into range. So,
Alright, do nothing.
Yep. Go ahead. So your polearm mastery, counterattack. Oh!
Damn.
He is so done.
Oh no! Okay. How do you want to do this?
Alright, so.
Oh, you did 14 damage before the multiplier. Okay. Yeah.
Holy shit.
How do you want to do this?
Alright. I am going to go for the headshot. I'm going to baseball swing. And the head is going to fly bang off the wall, the northern wall, and the skull head is then going to ricochet back into the body and shatter the rest of the bone body into pieces.
Yeah, I like it. I dig it. It's a billiards trick shot that you've been working on.
Yeah.
So yeah, you baseball swing it, just barely missing Baron, by the way, as you do a full baseball swing over his shoulder, because you're going for its head, which is about the same height, and so it just skims right past Baron's ear and face, as he's just like woo, as just the glowing staff just barely misses him, and you boom, home run. This is like, I mean, it's like the home run with the bat flip, whole, you know.
Enjoy that.
And it just goes straight, boom, straight north off, and then bounces back, and then just like the strike from the first Eldritch Blast, the two-handed one that just caused it to explode into pieces everywhere. Baron, roll acrobatics. Real quick. Yeah, so like, I mean, it explodes with this violent force as it just kind of shatters like a grenade of all the rest of the bones, and Baron just kind of turns to the side and goes, "Think then." They just go all around him in every direction, and none of them actually managed to hit him. As the skeleton just is in pieces, literally. Out here. Wait a second. Wait, which one was it? Clicked on something. Skeleton 2's turn. Yeah, so as he walks forward. And it is Merritt's turn.
I'm gonna run up and just sort of peek in the doorway, and then take a shot at the one that's right by Elnath.
Okay.
That's in melee range, right?
Yeah, both of them are in melee range of somebody.
And Merritt needs to take and develop blunt tip arrow.
Tinker up some blunt arrows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got him.
Got him.
Got him.
And duck around the corner and hide.
Okay, and then hide. Use your bonus action. Go ahead and roll still.
Damn it! This is dumb. But at least I'm hitting stuff now, eh?
You went around the corner and like the door opens towards you on that corner right there, and so you go to hide up against the wall, and you put your back against it, and dunk. Bounce the door off of the stone wall behind you.
Whoops.
It's okay. It's the taupe dice. Like they're 50-50. They give you good and they give you bad.
A little better.
So that arrow went right through the vertebrae, holding what its next would have been, and it's just like, thump, and then its head just kind of lifts up into the air, and then lands on the ground behind it, and then for just a moment, it's that very cartoon-esque, like the. Like when you're out over the open air and you look, and you're just standing there, and then you look down, and you're like, uh-oh, and then you fall. That's kind of what its body does after its head flies through the air and lands on the ground, and like a whole second after the head hits, the rest of the body collapses thereafter.
So when I reactionally killed the last skeleton with one hit, I could hit it again, right? Technically.
No, because it was your
an
reaction.
attack.
It was your reaction.
Okay.
It's not an attack. Yeah.
Okay.
Since you were using your reaction to do it. Because it takes a bonus action to be able to do that, and you don't have bonus actions unless it is your turn, and it wasn't your turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought about that just to make. But that is true.
Ah!
So again, you got the flail out in front of you with the chain, the ball hanging from the chain below, and you go and you thrust at it again. Damn it! This is the wrong motion for an attack with this type of weapon.
These things suck.
Yeah.
The only other blunt one-handed weapon I've got.
I could toss you my cudgel.
Some clubs.
Yeah, the cudgel has a really good damage rating. Like 1d3.
Pick up one of their scattered femurs and just use that.
D4.
Yeah, pick
It's
up a
just
femur and
minus
use it
one
as a
when I
club.
use it.
Yeah. Femur.
Don't worry.
Whack!
Maybe you should just pick up a skeleton and hit another skeleton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Improvised weapons are only like a 1d2.
I don't know.
Nah, I like my flail.
Walk up and kick it. Play
Hey,
billiards.
That technically that is
nowhere.
a blunt attack.
Oh, man.
They don't know where to go, man. They're fucking stuck in a corner. They have to run away from you. They can't go nowhere.
And technically, that one would have moved a little bit further away from Elnap.
We're gonna go.
There we go.
Whoa, shit.
Yeah, they have to run away from him. They were scared of him, so they did that. It's your turn. Sorry.
Stay close to him. They'll run away.
If I were to draw a 10-foot radius sphere,
Uh-huh.
could I hit the top two skeletons without hitting Elnaf?
Yeah,
You
you can
banged
make
it
the sphere
right
in the corner. Yeah. Yep, because the radius, it would cover 5 feet across each diagonal, and would be...
I have a feeling this isn't gonna go well.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Trying to remember how to do this last time. I just rolled a save onto the mobs.
Which one was it again? Was it the Shatter?
Shatter.
Shatter? Yeah. That's right. I don't remember how that works exactly.
Tyrus doesn't like the skeletons
And
at
is
all.
it for half damage? I think it's saved for half damage.
Yeah. Which I think, if I remember right, last time it automatically did it, where I can just roll the damage onto those guys.
It does. Yep, it does. For the damage ones, that works out really well. For the ones that do effects, you have to I have to tell you if it fails or succeeds. But yeah, it'll do it automatically. So the first one succeeded in its saving throw. So did the second one. Go ahead and... That was poor. Is that not supposed to add your... Wait a second.
It only gets higher at 4th level, and I'm not casting at 4th level yet. It's only 2nd level since I'm level 4.
No, I meant doesn't just 3/8 thunder damage. It doesn't actually add your spell, your int modifier or anything.
It doesn't say
It
that
does
it
not.
does.
It does not.
Okay, no, it doesn't say. Yeah, some of them do, but this is one that does not.
I don't know why they're running away, but they're running away.
Yes, that is correct.
Fuck yeah.
Hiding again. Trying not to hit the door. this
Wait.
time.
You were
Where?
you were hidden when you fired that, so you should have got sneak attack.
I rolled a 1 on myself.
Oh wait, what did you do? Oh yeah, no, you were not hidden. Never mind. You were in fact not hidden. I forgot. I was like, they really shouldn't be able to receive anything except for pretty much your natural 1.
Wait, what the fuck?
What?
I was looking at what the trying to see what the turned effect did, and accidentally applied it to myself.
Yeah, I did too. That's how I did it to myself.
Okay, I think I fixed it. It's Baron's turn. You've seen the shatter, the thunder damage hit the 2 in the
Not
top
too worried about
left.
it.
It's all merit shoot number 9. How many feet did you just? Where were you at exactly? There.
Only moved like 20 feet.
Yeah, I was just seeing how much
Maybe.
movement you had left.
Oh.
After that, if you could still use more movement if you killed this and got to do other things. Okay. Yep. So this time, you operate the flail in a manner that works with physics.
Mm-hmm.
In doing so,
Yeah.
you blast the ribs out of the side of it, and it just kind of topples over. Because it pretty much breaks it in half as you usually come across the side, and the top piece folds over and lands with the rest as it crumples into a pile.
And I just move on to the next guy.
Yep, and you'll have enough movement speed left to get over there too, and then use your bonus action for your killing blow follow-up attack, which hits just
I
barely.
assume barely.
Just nick a couple of ribs across the front, but those ribs basically ricochet off of your flail back into itself, cutting the skeleton in half as it crumples to the ground.
I'm really liking this great weapon fighting mastery.
It's good when you fight a bunch of little things that you can actually kill.
Yeah. Which is what usually kills us.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thunk. Just barely. But you got it. All right, one followed by the other. How do you want that last little sequence to go?
Basically what I'm gonna do is actually gonna kind of run right in between them with my staff held out at my waist and just kind of like cross-check
The
them
Luger
into...
lariat?
Yeah, the Luger lariat. But yeah, basically that.
Yeah, cross-check them into the wall. And so,
Yeah.
like, when they hit, they just hit against with such force against the back wall that they shatter as the magical energy that's holding them together fades as they fall to the ground. Once again, lifeless.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a heal spell on myself. Assuming we're out of combat now.
Yes.
Yay. Alright, and is that as much as Josh can do today?
Yeah, pretty much. I think my dinner's cold.
Oh.
But that's okay. It was worth it to stick around for the clothesline.
It's not every day you get to witness a Luger lariat.
Not anymore. Not these days. That and, you know, watching Baron push rope with his flail.
Well, they have pills that would help with that.
Yeah.
Potions.
Potion.
Potion
It's the
for
blue potion.
flail.
Blue potion. Okay, well, I guess with that, we'll go ahead and call it
I gotta
for
say,
today.
you know, at least my cudgel doesn't look like much, but at least it doesn't flimsy out on me.
Alright. Good one.
All right. Well, thank you, folks. Call it there. We'll try to pick
Experience.
up the next time. Yeah, I
Just
get the experience
saying.
for that.
Kill ratio of my cudgel versus his flail.
Pretty
Pretty
close.
even.
You're
Pretty
sure in
close.
the lead.
If it wasn't for those last two that he took out, he was leading. But I think it might be
Oh,
even.
yeah.
Yeah.
Might be even now.
Okay. Yep. So I don't know how long it'll be before we do it again. We might maybe try to play without Josh if he's not going to be free, and get a little further into the rooms. Try to save at least some of the more epic stuff for when he's going to be around. Because your availability is like even more limited than it was, right? At the moment.
My availability is what?
Isn't your availability more limited than it was at the moment? If we want to try to...
No, it's pretty much the same.
Oh, is it? You think you might be able to try to do
It'll-
this on a Wednesday?
Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesdays are good.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah. Well then let's.
They haven't even given me a date to when my last day is yet, so I mean, it's probably not going to be
Okay.
till Thanksgiving.